on YouTube. Technically it's Sunday today, but we're doing garden tour Saturday on a Sunday. This is a YouTube collab hosted by Grandma Sandy, and many other creators participate. Suffolk Susie in New York, Pat's Garden Life in the southern United States, and Barb Daly Rural Life in Washington State. So it's been a while since I've done a little live stream or garden tour. I've been working, and when I work, I neglect my garden most of the time. I don't do as much watering or weeding or weed whacking, and I don't even look at the garden quite as much. And I've been trying to purposely not look at the garden too much, and I've already shocked myself by accidentally glancing into my vegetable patch. There's so much growth. It's been raining on and off for 4 days now, and the plants have exploded. So we're gonna take a look at what's happening in the garden. And I'm doing a garden experiment with you guys. I recently posted a video about crows and how I've been feeding them. My last live stream, we did a little peanut experiment. So we're gonna take things a little bit further and do more experiments with the crows today. So first, let's check out the bird bath. Turn the camera around. So this is my bird bath that I've been showing. You're gonna see it in a minute. In my crow videos, it's in my flower garden. This is where the action all started. Long before I was feeding them, they were leaving me gifts. Doesn't look like today there's any gifts, but I also haven't cleaned out the bowl or watered them yet today, so that is something. Now, I guess it rains some more, so we're gonna just dump the rainwater. And I did bring out some food for these guys, but we're doing something different this time. For the live stream, I'm mostly gonna live stream by the vegetable garden. Last time I put peanuts on the ground, and today we're stepping it up a little bit with the experiment. So we've got the kitty bowls. We're gonna go get the food, and then we're gonna start the garden tour, and we're basically seeing how close are they gonna get to my camera. These guys seem to be quite camera shy. So I'm trying to see if they're going to become a little bit less camera shy for the live stream. So this is going to be an interesting experiment. I had a golden retriever for years who was not camera shy at all. I never forced the camera on him, and holy crap, he loved to make videos with me. So we're going to see if these crows are going to get a new sense of self when I start feeding them more often when the camera is involved. So this is a Friskies kitty treats. I have learned they freaking love kitty treats. No joke. C for Carly and fun. Greetings. Gonna give these guys some kitty treats. I'm actually surprised they haven't appeared. Usually when I come outside, they're on the wires pretty quick. But I'm gonna guess when we put the kitty treats, it's not gonna take long. Just gonna put the camera down for a sec. Oh guys, I don't even know if you can see that. I'm like trying to do this one-handed, and then I turn the camera around. I was gonna put it down, but then I realized I don't know what you can see, so maybe we won't do that, and I'll just flip it around again. This would be amazing if the neighborhood kitty showed up. I don't think it's gonna happen. If anyone's gonna come, it's gonna be the crows. Hi, and where's the cuties? Let's do that again. Mofit, welcome. Now we're gonna get the peanuts. We're gonna add those to the mix. I know that they love these peanuts. Even though I made the crow video and they didn't eat any in the crow video, they only ate the kitty treats. They do love peanuts. So we're gonna see how enticing we can be with these crow treats while I'm live streaming. It's a good dose of peanuts, kitty treats, and we're gonna take it a step further, and we're really, really gonna entice these guys. We're actually gonna make a trail of peanuts. And just see how camera shy are they gonna be when there's peanuts involved. We're sort of making the trail from the vegetable garden to the flower garden because that's where they love to hang out. And just see how effective this is for luring these birds, feathery friends or foes. Now, I had been doing this experiment because before I ever started feeding them, they were leaving me dead animals all the time, mostly birds. I got so sick of the carcasses. And then yesterday I noticed they started leaving me fruit. So they left me cherry and pineapple, and I thought maybe I've actually moved up in the ranks with them. I have learned apparently. Hello, the pottery is so cute. What a lovely garden. Thank you. I wish I could stream too, but YouTube hates me streaming. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why. YouTube is a funny platform, that's for sure. All kinds of strange rules on YouTube. I started getting gifts from the crows. The fruits were the best gifts I've gotten, and many of the carcasses I don't like, but I still don't know if they think that's a good item or if they think they're holding a grudge. Apparently, no joke, crows can hold grudges against people. So I'm really trying to stay in their good books. Because no matter what I do, they are here 24 hours a day. They see me in my kitchen window at 5 o'clock in the morning. They are like staring at me through the kitchen window sometimes. It is wild. So we've got a trail of peanuts. Now I think we're going to start the garden tour. We've got the kitty treats all lined up, and let's check out what the garden is doing. Now what caught my eye as soon as I walked out here was my spaghetti squash has absolutely exploded in the last 4 days. And this is unbelievable. First, the leaves are massive. Secondly, it has flowers. It was like 3 times smaller just 4 days ago. This is crazy. And there's so many more flowers coming. I do think this is actually quite early for spaghetti squash. I've grown it many times before. I don't ever remember there being flowers so early, so that's super fun. Coming this way, these are more spaghetti squash, and for whatever reason, they're not quite as big, but that's okay. We have one monster plant and a few smaller ones. And this way, this is a mystery squash, which again, did not have flowers on it 4 days ago, and here we go. There are flowers. This is amazing. And my tomatoes are on fire with growth. This is incredible. If you're new here, this bed that I'm showing you right now was amended with sheep manure in, let's say mid-spring when I was constructing it. It's brand new this season. And it's the only of my 3 beds that has sheep manure. And these plants are so happy with the manure. This is so incredible. I'm going to show you the beds that don't have manure shortly, and you're going to see the difference. Like, these plants are absolutely going wild. They have flowers on them. I wouldn't be surprised if there's tomatoes here already. I haven't really checked, but I would be shocked if there wasn't tomatoes on here already. They've been blooming for quite some time. Well, I don't see any yet, but I would be really surprised if there isn't. But if we take a sharp contrast of this to what's growing over here, these have no manure in these beds. They were not amended. And look how much smaller these tomato plants are. There really isn't a comparison. I mean, they're growing, but the rate is so much slower than the ones in my other vegetable bed. It's kind of crazy. Now this one over here is doing much better, but again, no sheep manure here. For whatever reason, it's an anomaly that has taken off, which is awesome. Lots of flowers on this tomato plant. And in the middle here we have, oh guys, guess who arrived? He's hot on the scene, and what does he have? We gotta get closer. My zoom is like fuzzing the screen. It's not zooming in very well. Our crow friend has arrived. My zoom, oh, he's off. He's gonna be back. He had something in his beak, but I don't think it was from here. I think he had something else he brought in. Oh no, I'm wrong. Let's look at this. I think he stole a peanut, but I don't know where he got it. Did he sneak attack when I was filming and I didn't really know? Yeah, he's gonna be back. He's got the peanuts on his brain now, so he'll be back pretty soon. So, back to the poppies. These technically are not edible. Like, you can eat them, the flowers, but don't eat them. They taste horrible. But an abundance of poppies that I never planted are blooming in this garden. Playing with the zoom. I'm trying to zoom out. There we go. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I wanted more food here, but the poppies took over, and that is totally fine. There is a lot of food in this garden. There's a ton of potatoes that are on fire with growth. My lettuce has just exploded finally. It's been so slow to grow. The lavender is almost finished blooming. Now in this corner, we have these tiny, tiny little pepper plants. They started out being the superstars here and they have kind of faded. They're not doing as well, but we're gonna taste test this tiny, tiny little bell pepper. I don't think it's spicy. Now it's not supposed to be spicy. I have not tried any of my peppers yet. This is what it's supposed to be. Now already I'm having my doubts because this looks red and this is not red. I'm assuming this is right because it's been on here forever, not changing color. So it's supposed to be a red Belgian bell pepper type, pale yellow to red. Very sweet and rich taste. So we're going to see how accurate that description is. Do a little taste test. In case you're wondering, I do not spray my vegetables with any type of pesticides. I don't use any of that kind of stuff in the garden, so this is fine to eat. I just literally wipe it off in case any insects have done their business nearby. So let's see how it tastes. Oh, it's good. It's a very good bell pepper. Now, I kind of question this fact they say it's super sweet, but it's still pretty good. It's more, I've had sweeter bell peppers, but still very good. The crunch is awesome. I'm a big texture person, so a good texture is super good for me and the preferences. Still gonna eat it. Very, very good. I don't know if the type is accurate to the tag, but it doesn't matter. It's pretty delicious. And if you're unfamiliar with the nutrition of bell peppers, extremely high in vitamin C. So if you're fighting any illnesses or you need a boost for your immune system, definitely have more vitamin C in your diet, and bell peppers are one vegetable that I think gets overlooked for the vitamin C content. Super healthy and nutritious. Not just oranges and fruits are where you get your vitamin C from, you can get them from vegetables too. So moving on, let's check out my potato flowers. I'm so excited about these beautiful lavender flowers. These are not edible. Do not eat these. I am a flower taster and these are not edible. So don't ever try to eat potato flowers, but they are gorgeous. Now, if I wasn't so interested in the potatoes, I would probably put these in a bouquet. But I do love, love, love homegrown potatoes. So I am not going to be cutting the flowers for bouquets, but they are absolutely stunning. I think they go so well with the lavender nearby. Even though the lavender is almost finished blooming, I just think the color combination is so pretty. And coming this way, my tick seed flowers are almost open. Now this is not an edible flower. This is not even really a herb. This is literally a flower to attract the bees. And it is just gorgeous growing amongst all the vegetables and herbs here. So pretty. We've got some chives nearby. Now I do eat these flowers. I eat them all the time. I eat them as if they were an onion because that's what they taste like. I don't buy onions and I don't grow that many. I've got a little patch there, but that's it. And I basically put these into dishes when I'm cooking as if they were an onion. They are so delicious, so potent, and add just a punch of flavor to your cooking. So next we have what I believe is fennel. Now I didn't plant this, it's original to my garden. And hello, Alexander! Mezarazi Sound, you are from Serbia. Nice to see you, it's been a while. So this is fennel, and I'm actually waiting for it to bloom. I've never seen the flowers. I think it's about to bloom is my guess. It's very tall. Check this out, we're gonna take a selfie together. I'm 5'4", and it's at least 5 feet, I would say, or pretty close to 5 feet tall, which is incredible. So, and it smells amazing. I just got a whiff of it. I have taste tested it. It tastes delicious. Though I haven't decided what kind of recipes do you put this in. I've never cooked with it. I've never eaten it other than taste testing. So what would you put a fennel, fresh fennel in? Let me know in the comments if you have a recipe that I should try out. I'm super curious. It's such a unique flavor. It's a good flavor, but so unique. Now onto the garlic. Now I already talked about, I have started harvesting escapes. I should actually harvest more. They're almost ready to harvest. Now this is definitely not my most abundant garlic harvest. My last property, my garlic was crazy. This is a much more subdued growing situation, but it's still delicious. It doesn't matter that it's not quite as large as what I've done before. I still really enjoy it, and I should harvest them soon. Maybe a few more weeks, I'm gonna say. Usually when this starts to go more brown is about the time you're gonna start harvesting. Although you can do it earlier, there's no reason you cannot. You just won't have as big of a bulb. That's the only thing. So let's come over this way. There is more action in here we have not talked about. Now this was the bed I had my little watermelon growing experiment that failed. Those were my watermelon houses. They all passed away. However, around that time, I seeded either cucumber or some other type of squash or melon. It wasn't watermelon. It's either cantaloupe, cucumber, or squash. And I actually have no memory of what I put in here, but I know for certain I put something in here, and it has started to grow. So let's check it out. Hello, Leah, welcome. This is what's growing. I suspect it is cucumber, though I cannot say for certain. I've got a few of them that have now sprouted, which is awesome because the watermelons died. So hopefully whatever this is gonna take over and actually produce something that is delicious and edible. My honeydew is still holding on, not thriving, but holding on. The temperatures have dropped a lot in the last several days. We're getting down to like 10 degrees again overnight. So the melons are not quite as vigorous as they could be, but that's fine. Got a strawberry that I could probably eat soon. I do eat when I'm outside, but I think I'm gonna hold off right now. Some more of these crops that I planted that I don't know what they are coming up. And my sunflowers in the middle. I definitely need to do something with my beans pretty soon because they are getting really vigorous and I don't have a support system for them yet. They were gonna climb on this, but this is not gonna be sufficient for beans. So I use coffee grounds, tea grounds, eggshells, and make my own banana tea. Oh, that is super interesting. I am sure your plants really enjoy that concoction that you create. So we're actually going to go and check out a rose. I showed this, I think, in my crow video, but you guys have not seen it, I don't think. This is a new bloom in the garden in the last couple days. So this here was a little tiny cutting from my last garden that I brought over because I really wanted to save this rose put it on my new property. And here it is blooming. It doubled in size, the cutting. And this is the very first flower. This is Morden, no, it's not Sunrise. white Mayland. This is a white Mayland landscape rose. It gets the most beautiful pure white flowers, and they are so awesome for bouquets. I put this in so many bouquets at my last house, and here it is. I've got it to live on the legacy here. It's got a few more flower buds coming. Give the rose some sugar. Plant fish under my tomatoes. Oh, okay, so I have done fish fertilizer many times. I am with you. That is awesome. I have never tried sugar before, but I am going to try that because that sounds so fun. Now, I have heard about this on another channel called Suffolk Susie. She was talking about using baking yeast to make organic fertilizer. Now, I haven't tried it yet. I bought the yeast. I meant to do this months ago, but I think I'm going to try something like that. I'm going to try the sugar and I'm going to try the yeast, and I'm so interested to see how it's going to work out. Sprite. Oh, that sounds interesting. So that is my rose. Now we're gonna go check out another flower that has started blooming. Hopefully it's still doing okay because it's been a few days. On the outside of the fence, I didn't show you guys yet. Hopefully it hasn't faded. Quick stop and check out the nasturtiums. I showed these in my last live stream. There was one flower, and now it is covered in these gorgeous burgundy flowers. Absolutely stunning. So we're gonna go and check out the rock garden. That is where this other flower is. And see what else is going on. When you don't look at your garden for several days of rain, everything is different when you see it again. It's kind of wild. So, and I'm super curious if the crows will have any action while we're gone. So what you're seeing, this is the beginning of my rock garden. It's a whole bunch of gravel, other rocks, and then some rock art. My new rose planted wasn't doing well. Gave it spray and it worked. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to give that a try. That is so cool. So first we're going to see if I can find the flower. Oh my gosh, you guys, he's got something in his beak. He flew off from the backyard, so we'll see if he's going to be there when we get back. There's my cactus. I love it. Got a new red poppy blooming. That's not what I came here to show you, but I have not seen it myself yet, so we're just stopping to check it out. This over here is what we came to see. Now, I think this is a peony poppy. I grew these many, many years ago in my last rock garden. And then they came for a couple seasons and didn't come back, but I haven't grown them in years. This is so exciting. I didn't know I was growing these. I planted random poppy seeds here, and this is what came out, and I'm so excited to have it. It is just so gorgeous, and it looks like a real peony, except it's a poppy. It's so cool. So there's a lot of other poppies here. Not blooming right now though, and this one, well, we missed one. Oh well, it's broken. Something happened to that flower, but that's okay. We've got a little poppy growing here. And let's come over this way. A nice patch of California poppies. Bees absolutely love California poppies. Great way to attract pollinators. Now let's check out this bed where some of my rock art is. Now, you haven't seen this in a little while. There are actually new flowers that are, oh boy, who is back right in front of us? This guy. I think he's got a peanut. Pretty sure he took a peanut from the back garden. We'll see what he's doing in a minute, but this is my calendula flower. I did plant these in here, and they are just about to start blooming. I absolutely love calendulas. They're another edible flower if you're unfamiliar. And the color is just so beautiful. They bloom for a really long time, from this time until fall. at least on Vancouver Island. So they're a really nice pop of color in the garden. And most of the time they reseed themselves, which is super awesome. And I do believe I have more calendulas coming with all these. I think they are calendula flowers. So that's going to be a whole bunch of orange coming very soon to the garden. Let's take a closer look at our crow friend and see what he's up to. I'm going to zoom in. If I get too close, he flies away. My camera doesn't always focus, but let's see if he's going to come closer. He's got something with him, I think. Maybe not. Or he abandoned it, whatever it was. Yeah, we'll see if he's going to make any more cameos. So coming this way, we're going to check out the California poppies over here. Oh, he's flying to a new perch. Nice patch of orange. And once again, the bees are having a lovely time in these flowers. And this is my spirea bush. I absolutely love spirea. It is such a pop of color in the garden. And the orange, gold, pink tones are just so lovely. And this flower, it dries so well in bouquets. I had some for over a year. And it probably would have stayed longer. I just decided to give it away, but it is just so gorgeous. Such a pop of color. You can make such a mixed flower bouquet, and these will just be the highlight of your bouquet. So we're gonna come this way. Quick stop and check on the apple tree. It is really leaning. I'm getting a little concerned actually. Now this is what happens when you have too many apples on your tree. I have been thinning this apple tree. This is only a small portion of what has come off. I've probably taken double or triple the apples off, and I'm still having a problem here. If I don't intervene soon, this tree is going to break in probably a month or two from all the weight of the apples. There are far too many apples on this small tree for the amount of support it can sustain itself. It really is getting too much weight. And this is just from the recent rainfall. 4 days of rain, the apples have like doubled or tripled in size. And it's already too much for this poor little tree. So let's do a little apple thinning. This is always heartbreaking for me, but very necessary. If you have a young fruit tree, you've got to take off some of the apples. Otherwise, or fruits, you're gonna have a problem. I didn't do this at my last house. One year my plum tree exploded with thousands of fruit. It was only 3 years old. Half of the tree broke. So it is actually really important to do this unless you want a large portion of your tree to be sacrificed from the weight of the fruits. I always look for the ones that come off relatively easy when I'm deciding which ones to take off. Again, it always doesn't feel good, but at the same time, you know you're doing it for the sake of the health of the tree. So it is definitely important to do this. And I like to do it in stages. I come out here every few weeks and take a few more apples off the tree. However, I might not have done enough in the last session because this is a big lean that the tree is having. Some more little ones up here. Hey Jack, Food Forest Permaculture, Howie, yes. Can you see the problem I'm having? This tree is going to break very soon if I don't take the weight off. Because this tree has way too many apples. I keep thinning it out, but it's still having a problem with too much weight from the recent rainfall of like 4 days of rain, and it is exploded in a good way. As long as I maintain the weight of the tree in a way that's gonna not break the branches. As the rest of the apples grow. So what I do with these, in case you're wondering, whenever I do garden, I actually bury them. I make little holes in the ground when I'm pulling weeds, and I stick the apples in to give the soil a little bit of nutrition. I don't compost them in my compost bin. They go directly into the earth in this area, so they'll provide nutrition for the tree in the future. And I think we're gonna come back. I've taken off a few, but I don't have the heart to do more right now. I know I need to, but that will be for the future. So we can look at my peas. They have taken a turn since the rain came, and they are leaning. I think they're almost, hopefully they're not broken, but I need to actually probably tie them up to the tree because they're not going to stay. But they have produced really well, this pea that I have growing amongst the fig trees. There's lots of peas on here. I should get my garden ties out probably after the video and tie this guy back up. See if I can go a little further back. He's basically clinging to a Desert King fig tree. Yes, I'm gonna stake it up. That's just temporary. And oh my God, guys, my borage flowers have started to bloom. This is so exciting. This is the first time I've grown them. And I have researched these flowers and they are edible. So we're gonna do a live flower taste test. I've done lots of research, don't worry. I have never tried them before, but you're gonna be the first to see how they taste, how I react to them, and let's do it. I've literally been waiting for them to bloom. I didn't know they were blooming today, so I didn't know this was gonna happen. But let's see how these little, these little blue flowers taste. I just dropped it. We're gonna take a new one right here. Interesting. It's giving me lettuce vibes. It's very mild. Almost like a combination of lettuce with a cucumber essence. Super intriguing flavor. I did not expect that at all. And to be honest, I love it. I'm gonna eat another one right here. I actually took all the blooms off my new flower plant, but that's okay. There will be more. That is a good flavor. Definitely giving me cucumber with an essence of lettuce vibes. So delicious. Kind of a mild flavor. Some of the flowers, when I eat them, they hit you like, holy crap. Not like that at all. Very mild and flavorful in a good way. Highly recommend the borage flowers. Probably amazing in a salad. Our lupin is growing a little more. We're going back to the back garden. We're gonna see if the crows have been doing anything since we left them their surprise. If you're new here, I left the crows a bunch of surprises at the beginning of the live stream. So we're gonna see if they've taken any of the bait. Although I don't know if I'll be able to tell, but let's check it out. Holy crap, they have been here. They go crazy for the kitty treats. They literally knocked over my whole container of kitty treats. Now that is definite evidence that they were here. I left a whole trail of peanuts from the flower garden up until here. Now I do think they've eaten them because we did see earlier in the live stream there was a peanut on the fence. And I do think they've come to collect the peanuts. So I would say they've been active in the treats. I'm just taking a drink of water in case you're wondering what I'm doing. We're gonna check out some other garden items. Probably the ornamentals is what we're gonna check out next. Now I do have another rose blooming. I have shown this one before, but we have to check it out again. This is a Floribunda rose called Europeania. Check out the bloom. It is so gorgeous. I absolutely love the vibrant red color, and look at that, there's more blooms coming. So exciting. And if you're new here, this garden is brand new, planted in the last 6 months, all of the plants. So that is super exciting that the plants are already getting these gorgeous flowers. And if you're wondering if roses are edible, they absolutely are. And I've done many taste tests. I will do more, but I'm waiting to have more blooms before I start eating the roses. I don't want to take off single blooms when the plant only has one flower, but coming soon there will be some rose taste testing. Now these are blooming. These are, I believe, seascape daisies. First time ever growing them. And I have to do my research to find out if they're edible. I haven't researched it yet. I do know many daisies are edible. I've tried English daisies. I've tried the common wild daisies. And there was another daisy I tried. I can't remember. Anyways, they're usually not bad for taste, but I have not done my research. So I'm not tasting them today. I have to do a little bit of thorough research online to see how edible or not edible these are. If they are edible, then you will definitely see a taste test coming soon. And next we have alyssum flowers. And for some reason, I can't think of whether I've ever researched the edibleness of these. I don't think I have. So I'm going to put that on my list to check if they're edible. I know they're sweet smelling. You love eating borage flowers. I am not surprised. They are delicious. So I have a little bit of research to do. We got to do these guys and these guys. Find if they're edible, and then you may get more taste tests in the future. These are my wallflowers. They are not edible and they bloom forever. My sunflowers are getting a little taller. These are miniature sunflowers. And here we have snapdragons. And yes, these are edible flowers. I actually haven't eaten them in a while. I don't remember if I had any last year, if it's been 2 years now. And oh my gosh, they smell so good. I was just getting a whiff. Oh, maybe it's not them. Something smells really good here. Oh, they have a light fragrance. I see. But these are edible. Now, I don't want to taste the whole flower because I don't have very many. But we're going to take a single petal and do a little sample because it's been a couple years or maybe 1 year since I had any. I don't remember. But taste test of a snapdragon flower. Venomous? Are you sure? I'm sure I've eaten these before. Well, I will not, but I'm going to research it again because I know that I did a video on this 1 to 2 years ago and they were fine. But I will take caution because maybe... Oh my gosh. Well, regardless, I am still going to double, triple, quadruple my research because I don't want to make mistakes. Maybe my memory isn't serving me right, but I'm sure I've eaten them before. I'm sorry, boomer humor. Well, it's enough to scare me. I thoroughly research my taste tests. I take a lot of precautions. So I'm going to research it again just to confirm what I already know before I eat the flower because you did scare me with that. But probably in my next video, then you'll see the snapdragon flower. Oh man, I am too old for these little scare tactics, you guys. So, in case you're wondering what the lavender flowers are, that is mermaid lavender. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've gotten lots of questions about it recently. It's a form of iberis, which is another name for candy tuft. It is not a ground cover. Candy tuft is typically a ground cover. This is a tall version of it. And it is absolutely stunning. And I'm not going to lie, I bought it because it had the name Mermaid in it. And I love mermaids, so I was really drawn to the flowers. And it is just gorgeous in the garden. No regrets. This garden is going to be so full of pink, purple, and white within the next couple of months. All of my gladiola that you see along the back fence These are supposed to be pink and purple colors, so it's going to be so fun when they start blooming with the alyssum and the seascape daisies and the mermaid lavender. It's just going to be so lovely. And then I have this, which I never talk about, but it's starting to get a little bit bigger now. This is something I've never grown before. Silver brocade artemisia. Very similar to Dusty Miller, but it has a very different growth habit, and it is so gorgeous. So we're going to check out my back border now. The California lilac is almost done flowering. You see the remnants of the flowers. Over here, this is a fuchsia, and for whatever reason, the hummingbirds have been ignoring it. And I do think the crows are having influence over this area. I think that they actually have a territory that they have defined, and it scares away the smaller birds. See you again, transplanting hollyhocks. So great days, Earthling. Bye, Howie. Have a lovely day. Yeah, for some reason they're not being visited by the hummingbirds, which is a little disappointing, but that's all right. Blueberries at the back. Coming this way, I have a tiny little baby hydrangea plant. This is the first time I've ever been able to see the flowers about to bloom, which is so exciting. And right here is a patch of mushrooms. Now what you see is mulch, but underneath the mulch is unaged horse manure that I put in, I would say in the winter time when I was constructing this whole flower bed section. I went to a horse farm and harvested a ton of fresh horse manure that they were giving away for free. And this is the result, a ton of mushrooms, which is just so awesome. There's so much microorganisms associated with all this. And it is just great, great nutrition for the soil. So let's see what else is going on here. This is a mock orange. Has not bloomed yet that I can remember. Maybe it did. We've got some yarrow that has just started to bloom. Coming this way, there's another hydrangea that is just starting to get its flowers. And this is the first time in my entire life I've ever grown hydrangeas, which is so exciting. I always wanted them. But the soil in my last property was basically a desert. It was hot and dry, like 12 to 16 hours of full sun every day in the summertime. There's no way I could have grown a hydrangea, but here is very different. This is quite moist in this area of the garden, so hydrangeas are thriving, and I'm so excited to have them. And this is my little border, mostly of Unimis. These were all cuttings from my parents' garden that I planted in the winter time. Many of them did not have roots or anything. They were literally just cuttings, and they are thriving. And it's going to be so gorgeous, this evergreen foliage, to have it, particularly in the winter time when everything else is dormant. There's so many colors. There's multiple varieties of Unimis I planted in the same shrub to make it colorful. And this, I believe, is Japanese laurel, also from their garden, and it is starting to grow as well. These were cuttings. Some of them didn't take, but most of them did. And it's growing all along here. And over here is another beautiful hydrangea. No blooms yet, but the foliage is just stunning. Hello, H. Welcome. I've seen you before. And this is one of my favorite parts that I never show. This is actually a hedge of ivy. Original to the property, started in the neighbor's garden, came over the fence, and I am so happy to have it. I give it a little trimming every now and then, and I think it is just gorgeous color on that fence. It adds so much character to this part of the garden. So let's spin around and go back to the crow, let's call them lures. See if there's been any more action since we've been gone. I don't think anything else has happened here that I'm aware of. The kitty treats were already spilled over. So I think that's it. I think we've seen all of the big highlights of the garden for this week. So thank you so much for joining me on Garden Tour Sunday/Saturday. I hope you are having a lovely start to summer. The summer solace, I can't say the word, it just happened. And get out there and enjoy nature. And we will see you soon. I don't know if it'll be the garden or nature. I've been cutting back on the forest bathing. I hurt my ankle 2 months ago and it hasn't really healed. So I can't do long walks right now. But we will probably see you in the forest very soon. Have a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.